because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you, because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
This online commentator said, disgusting Joy Behar of The View accuses Karoline Leavitt of being hired only because Donald Trump thought she was a 10.
Buckle up, because things are spiraling fast. Karoline Leavitt, the bold, unfiltered conservative firebrand, just dropped a truth bomb so massive it sent Whoopi, Joy, and Sunny into full-on damage control. And here's the kicker, she wasn't even there to do it. After yet another wild, unhinged rant from The View, Karoline clapped back with a response so brutal it left them speechless. The internet is on fire. Did she just expose their biggest hypocrisy? And why is The View suddenly panicking?
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Karoline didn't just fire back, she went full savage mode. She shredded their hypocrisy, obliterated their tired talking points, and dragged the entire show through the mud. And now? The backlash is so intense that rumors are swirling. ABC execs might actually be considering pulling the plug on The View. Yeah, it's that bad. So what did Karoline say that sent Whoopi into meltdown mode, had Joy Behar shaking, and left Sunny Hostin speechless for once in her life?
Yeah. I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because...
Let's set the stage. The View came for Karoline Leavitt. Again. Why? Because she's young, conservative, and refuses to play by their rules. This time, they pulled out the same tired, desperate tactics, mocking her, questioning her credibility, and even suggesting Trump only supports her because of her looks. Joy Behar, oozing with smugness, claimed Karoline's success wasn't earned, but handed to her because she's a 10 in Trump's eyes. Whoopi Goldberg, never one to let facts get in the way, ranted that without wokeness, Karoline wouldn't even have a platform. Big mistake. Karoline just fired back, hard. And now? The View is in full panic mode. What she said has Whoopi and Joy reeling. Did ABC just realize they crossed the line?
Women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
And Sunny Hostin? Oh, she did what she always does. Played the race card like it was the only one in her deck.
Oh, please. His opponents are saying to this very day the same rhetoric that led to those two attempts. The second attempt on President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that President Trump is a democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will take political like we have seen in 2 instances against President Trump. Last week, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris said that everyone who showed up to President Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden was a That's despicable, dangerous, divisive rhetoric that is spewed by the Democrat Party every single day. And I'm so sick and tired of the media pointing the finger at Donald Trump and saying that he is sowing division in this country. He is not. The media is for pushing hoaxes like the one that you all pushed today, and the Democrat Party is for pushing lies about him. But the good news is Americans don't buy it. And that's why today President Trump is more popular than he has been since 2016, because people don't trust the media.
But this time, she picked the wrong target. Karoline wasn't having it. Instead of brushing it off, she delivered a scorching takedown so brutal that The View's producers are probably still scrambling for damage control. She didn't just call out the hypocrisy, she obliterated it. She exposed how The View hides behind social justice rhetoric while tearing down any woman who dares to think for herself. The result? Absolute carnage.
This commentator said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karoline Leavitt. Hilarious.
Karoline didn't just clap back, she obliterated them. In a viral video that took over social media, she ripped The View apart, exposing them for what they really are, a panel of bitter, out-of-touch elites who preach feminism while tearing down women they can't control. #Joy Behar, the walking definition of hypocrisy. If you're a conservative woman, they'll mock your looks, belittle your success, and call it empowerment. Whoopi? She claimed Karoline only got where she is because of wokeness. Please. Karoline made it through hard work, unlike the DEI hires they desperately prop up. And Sunny Hostin, talking about privilege? Karoline torched her with one brutal truth. She's the one drowning in it. Then came the kill shot. The View doesn't want strong women. They want women who obey. And Karoline? She refuses to play their game. Boom. Instantly, Twitter went nuclear. Hashtags like #cancel the View and #Karoline drags the View exploded within minutes. ABC never saw this coming. Instead of hurting Karoline's career, they just made her a household name. Now, ABC execs are in full-blown panic mode. Insiders are leaking that producers are furious about how bad this makes them look. And here's the kicker, major shakeups are coming. Joy and Whoopi's names are being thrown around in some not-so-friendly conversations. Translation? They might finally be getting the boot, but hold on, it gets worse for The View. Even their own audience is turning on them. Fans are calling them out, saying this was a step too far. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. The View screams empowerment, but the second a woman thinks for herself, they attack. And now? Big money sponsors are sweating. Some major brands are rethinking their ad deals, because, let's be real, who wants to be tied to this dumpster fire? At this point, The View is on life support. They've flirted with controversy for years, but this time, they might have finally gone too far. The backlash is brutal, the hypocrisy is glaring, and ABC has a massive decision to make. Will they clean house? Or cancel the show for good? Because let's face it, The View thrives on drama. But when the backlash becomes bigger than the ratings boost, it's game over. Now it's your turn. Did The View just destroy itself? Was Karoline's brutal takedown the wake-up call the media needed? And will ABC actually pull the plug after this catastrophe? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and before you go, smash that like button and hit subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.